Hey everyone, this is Erin Bassett, and today I'm going to share with you how to create this cute little cupcake box. This is perfect for giving out a cupcake for somebody's birthday, maybe as a gift. And so I'm going to show you how to do this. This is a mashup of projects from Brother Canvas Workspace, and it is going to be a super fun and pretty easy project to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get started, we're in Canvas Workspace, and we're going to go into those pattern collections over on the left. And so when those pop up, just click on the tab at the top that's Pattern Collections and scroll down to this one, the Birthday Pattern Collection. And all the way at the bottom is this little cupcake box we are going to make, except I'm not going to put that rainbow bow at the top. I'm going to do a little mashup of another project. Okay, so if you click on that first box, it adds it to your workspace right there. And now we can just go ahead and send it over to our ScanNCut. So you go up to File and then down to Transfer FCM File via the Internet. And just like that, it is transferred. Okay, so we transferred that over to our ScanNCut. We're going to click Retrieve Data from the computer via the Internet. And there is the first part of our box, okay? So I loaded my paper onto my sticky mat. This is a standard mat. And now I'm going to load it into my machine by placing it between those bumpers, hitting that load or unload or mat button, whatever you want to call it. And now I click OK and then select Cut. And before I hit start, take a look at your settings. I have my pressure at auto, my speed at 7, and my half cut off. Okay, so I'm going to hit start and that will start it cutting. Now we're using the auto blade again. So right now it's testing the depth of the paper that I'm using. This is a thicker cardstock. It's a good quality one. And so it figured that out. I didn't have to change any of my settings. I can go from cutting this to cutting, tissue paper or something thick like leather, and I don't have to mess with the blade. It does it all itself. Okay, now that's finished cutting. Click OK, hit that mat button again, and take it out. Okay, so there we have our box. Okay, so I went ahead and deleted what was already on my mat, and now I'm choosing that second part of the box, the lid and the part that holds the cupcake. And same thing, I'm just going to click on it, it's going to add it to my mat, and then I'm going to send it over to my ScanNCut using that Transfer FCM File via the Internet button. So that's what I'm going to push, and voila, it is over there. And I really like to use my roller to be able to make sure that's on there nice and good. Okay, so that's on there well. Now we're just going to repeat the process. Okay, so we don't want to cut this one out, so we're going to hit home. It's going to say, is it okay to delete that? We'll say okay. And now we'll go back to retrieve data from the computer via the Internet. There's our pieces. Okay. Select cut and start. So notice the amount of time it takes to cut something. It will always tell you the approximate amount of minutes that it will take, and you'll see that bar counting it down, so you know how much time you have to go grab another cup of coffee or something. Okay, so that one's finished. Okay, there we go. And now we have those balloons to cut out. Okay, so now we're going to repeat doing the same thing. I'm going to erase what is on my mat by selecting it all, hitting delete. And then now I'm going to go back into those patterns, the birthday pattern collection, and I'm going to scroll over here to where those balloons are. And I'm just going to take the balloon files and put it on my mat. And I'm going to space these out a little bit more just so that when I put on different patterns of paper, it's easier for me to, you know, get them coordinated with those balloons. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. But to move, you know, objects on your mat, you just click on it to select it and then drag it wherever you need it to go. So I'm going to, you know, move those around. In fact, I think I can get these two up here. Okay, that looks good. And so once again, I will send that over to my ScanNCut by going to File and then Transfer File via the internet. So because I have my balloons set the same size as they were, I didn't resize them or anything. I know I need each little piece of paper to be about 2.5 inches square. Even a little smaller than that is fine. So first I'm going to pull it up on the screen just like always. And there's my balloons. So I need to get those squares ready. There's 7 balloons and I want them to be all different colors. And I'm going to start off with the back side of those pieces I already cut because I like to use up my scraps. So I'm going to cut out those 2.5 inch squares and I'll be right back. Okay, so there are my little 2.5 inch squares. Now, I'm not sure if I even placed them in the exact right spot other than the ones on the edge. So I don't know if those two are right. So I'm going to scan this in to make sure. So just like always, line up my mat, hit the mat button. Okay, so now I'm going to hit that scan button. It's that center one right there, and hit start. So that'll scan my whole mat in and I'll be able to make sure those balloons line up exactly. Okay, so let's look. Hey, I did pretty good. This one balloon I can move over a smidge. And I think that'll be okay. Pretty sure I got those. All these ones are okay. This one I'm going to move a smidge up to. Okie dokie. I think those are all good. So now we'll hit OK. And then select, cut, and start. Okay, and then unload. And now we have all of these to take off. Okay, so we have all of our balloons cut. We have our box pieces cut. Now this was that window right here that is trash. But before I trash it, I want to take a food safe bag and cut just one layer off of here and trim out a window piece that's bigger than that so I can stick that in and it will be a window and my cupcake won't fall out. So I'm just going to, I've already cut down one of the bags to be a little littler. I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it out real quick, and it just needs to be a little bit bigger than that rectangle. Okay, so there I have that piece, and hopefully I'm not going to lose it since it's clear. Okay, so now I'm back in Canvas Workspace. I've already deleted everything that was on my mat off. And I'm going to pull up that file that I created for you that has the banner and the happy birthday and that other strip of paper that we need. You can go ahead and open it up in Canvas Workspace. And then same thing, you just want to go ahead and send it over to your ScanNCut just like we've been doing. Okay, so again, retrieve data from the computer. And there's my pieces. Now, there's a big rectangle right there. I went ahead and I just cut it on my paper trimmer because it's 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. Because this just came from, this is just my normal piece of cardstock. Okay, so I just cut it. So I don't have to cut out that piece. So I'm just going to hit edit and then delete and okay, because I don't need that. Now we're going to do the letters on this pink paper, and I'm going to have my actual banner part be on a different color. So I'm going to select that banner first and hit delete, and this banner comes in 3 parts. And delete, okay. And delete. Okay. So now I have the happy birthday. I'm just going to move it up some. So I'm going to select all of it and then be able to move it right there. That just saves some paper for me. Okay, so that's all secure. I'm ready to click OK, select cut, and start. Okay, so click OK, pull that out. And there's my happy birthday. Now I'm going to carefully remove those. Okay, so now we're going to put the banner up. So I'm just going to hit that house button, home button, click OK. We're deleting everything. We're going to retrieve that data again. And now the only thing we want to keep on our screen is the banner. So everything else we can select, go to edit and hit that trash can to delete. Click OK, same thing, delete, OK, and happy, delete, OK. So now we have all 3 banner pieces. Make sure our paper is still stuck. Click OK, OK, select, cut, and start. Okay, that's finished. So there's our banner. Okay, so we're ready to put this all together. In fact, I already started on some of it before I realized I was not filming that. So I kind of backtracked myself. Okay, so you want to fold on all the fold lines. Make sure you stick your window piece in there. I just put adhesive around the window and then stuck it on, and then folded all my sides in, and I put adhesive on anything that was a tab like that. And then to assemble it, you'll just take one piece next to the other and make those corners. Okay, so that's your main piece, right? And then, and that's gonna go this direction. And then we have this, which I've already folded in all these sides, but basically you have these tabs that you need to put adhesive on, and then this piece. So you're gonna fold in those tabs and then fold this around the tabs. So make those tabs just like we did with the other box. And then this piece folds over. Okay, so it's almost like a lid. Okay, so then we have this piece, and again, you want to fold all the fold lines and put adhesive on the tabs, and then figure out which way you want it to go in here. And I like to kind of get it in there and get it level so this top piece is flush with the sides before I push them together to adhere them. Okay, so that's the little base for your cupcake. So once you have that all together, you can stick this in here. So for this blue piece, you're going to have it go all the way down on the back side. So you just need to put a pencil line really faintly to tell you, where you need to have everything glued above. So everything above that line. So now we're just ready to assemble everything. So you're going to start off by adhering your banner together. So those little side flaps to your banner, you want to offset those a little bit and glue those on underneath. They just need a really tiny bit of adhesive. And then next, go ahead and put all your letters on. I like to use liquid adhesive for that. And then next you could go ahead and put on some black string or white string, whatever string color you want, on the back of each balloon. And I made the strings about 5 inches long. Then I can just layer up my balloons exactly how I want them, glue them that way, and then take a little extra piece of string, tie a bow around it, and then put those final pieces all together, gluing them in place. For more information about ScanNCut, visit ScanNCut.com. And for more ideas and inspiration, visit erinbassett.com.